Hi there, and welcome to X-Wing Sweden. Back to Battle Report here again with X-Wing 2.0. This is my first full tournament that's been recorded, and I'm now doing battle reports after the fact. So this was played in Varberg, Sweden. First player, it's the name of the store here. So this was more like a store championship, but saved for 2.0. 4 rounds of Swiss, cut to the top 4, 24 players. This is round 1. I'm going to apologize for the round 1 text here in the center of everything. We forgot to remove it when the tournament started, and it will be gone in a few minutes here. So just pretend it's not there while we watch this round 1 game here. And on the left we have Mats, who's flying 2 X-Wings and a U-Wing. He's got Wedge Antilles with elusive, so he can reroll green dice. Proton torpedoes for that extra punch. R3 astromech to have 2 target locks, and when you take a target lock you may acquire another one. And of course the mandatory S-foils for the X-Wing. And alongside Wedge he's got Thane Kyrell, who has the amazing ability to, when he rolls attack dice, he can take one of those dice if it shows a symbol, focus, hit or crit, and just look at the opponent's damage cards and pick one to expose, which is really good if he can do that after Wedge puts at least 1 card into the enemy. And he has the same loadout. He's got elusive for rerolling greens, he's got proton torpedoes, R3 astromech for double locks on 2 different ships, and of course the S-foils. And finally he's got Cassian Andor, who can, in the U-Wing, who can help his friends by removing stress from them. And he's got Trickshot, Tactical Officer for that white coordinate. Leia Crew to make red turns white, or red moves white once every 3rd round as her charges regenerate. And he's got a shield upgrade and pivot wing, of course, to make sure the U-Wing can stop or make 180 or 90 degree turns. On the right, we have Johan Sigurdsson, who was the TO for this event, ran it perfectly. And he's flying quad squints here. Squints are TIE interceptors, for those of you who don't know. He's got Suntir Fel, the Baron himself, the Ace of Legend, with Predator for rerolls in the Bullseye arc, which of course goes nicely with his ability to get a focus if he has an enemy in his Bullseye arc. He got a Stealth Device for that extra green die. And then he has 3 Saber Squadron Aces, and they all have Duke, since he can take the evade action, which makes them hit a bit hard, and they're very good at Initiative 4 for generics. So in this game they're very good versus Cassian, who's only a 3, because some of them are going to have their evades still when they fire. And as you can see here, Mats is moving up in a nice close formation from the bottom left, and Johan is racing up the top with two of his sabers, and this is the 3rd saber down here. And now we're going to see, I think, so this is going to be Thane moving now, because he's a 5, moving after all the sabers at 4, staying nicely with Cassian, hoping to catch one of the interceptors in the rock cluster there at the center. And let's see who has initiative here. So he's moving their initiative 6 guy first. Looks like Johan has the initiative here. So I guess Matt's bid is bigger. I think he has like a 4th point bid here, and or a 6-point bid maybe. So he has Wedge moving after Suntir, which of course is good for the rebels. So Suntir does a hard 2 and barrels back just to make sure if Wedge goes all bananas here, moves 4 forward and a boost, tries to stay out of range. And there's another 2 straight, or a 2 straight to stay in formation with his fellow rebels from Wedge. And no range. So first round here, or second round I guess is this, because there's been some maneuvering here. And I have taken out all the planning phases here to make sure the video moves along smoothly. Let's focus on the action here. We have Cassian flipping his pivot wing here, so let's assume he is doing a hard stop and maybe pivoting to the left here, maybe to the right, trying to catch Sintir and that right C-brace. Yeah, looks like he's doing some kind of stop and move. Oh, okay, he's pivoting to the left, going after those two red interceptors at the top of the screen and flipping his wings to the stop position, which means he now has one less green die. And we're moving on to the interceptors. Oh, I assume he flipped Leia as well here to make sure he could do that with action. So that one is going in for a block here on wedge. I assume I am anticipating a focus and a boost here. No, of course he has the evade for the Duke ability, and then he uses auto thrusters ability of the interceptor for a boost, which means if wedge is doing a one straight or one bank to the right, he's going to be blocked. Maybe a two bank is blocked as well. I don't think so, but it could be. We'll see. And the top interceptors are moving in here, hard twos. They will have shots, at least this one will, on Cassian, unobstructed and with one less green die. So might be some hurt here on Cassian, and takes the evade and decides to use auto thrusters for that extra boost to make sure it's range 2. And he's still out of arc of the U-wing there. So unless one of the X-wings are hard turning to the left here, he should be fine. And his friend is also hard turning in here, 3 hard. Probably followed by the same move here, focus or evade, probably an evade for the Duke, and then a boost, just to make sure he shoots at range 2. Oh, he decides to stay there, or I was thinking. And the text here in the center, it will soon be gone. So yeah, there is the boost to make sure it's going to be a range 2 shot on the U-wing. And both of these interceptors now have pretty okay escape vectors. The one in the middle can't turn to the right, I think. And let's see, there was a S-foil switch, so I guess he's going into attack mode here with him open. And that's a good move by Thane, because it will give him a range 1 shot at one of those interceptors. The thing is if Wedge also did this, one of those interceptors are probably not long for this world here. Those two X-wings shooting with wedge stability and Thane at range 1. And Thane took target locks on both of them due to his R3 Astro. And here we have Sintir Fel coming in, hard 3, into the middle of the rocks. He has a nice shot set up in Thane there, in the dead to the bullseye arc, so he's going to get Predator and his ability to get the focus. So the question is, do you focus and boost, or do you evade and boost, I mean? The evade should be pretty okay, because it gives you a safe one if Wedge catches you here. 1 free evade. And there's the boost for range 1, maybe? I think it's range 1. And then he will get his focus at the start of the combat phase, or the engagement phase that it's called now in X-Wing 2.0. So let's see, what did Wedge do? Did he anticipate the block and turn in left here? Because then one of those interceptors up there, the red ones, are in big trouble. Let's see, looks like a bank. Yeah, oh. So that means, well, he still might have a shot on Thuntir though, through a rock, and stealth device. So Wedge negates the stealth device with his ability, which means it will be 4 on 4 with an evade and a focus for Sintir, unless Sintir spends on the initial attack. I guess it depends on how much damage he does. I wonder if he targets Thane there, or if he goes all in on the U-wing. I mean, getting the U-wing down to below half before it even can fire in this game, it's a good head start. Let's see, there shouldn't Sintir be shooting first here. Well, we'll see. They're playing and no one is arguing here. So checking arc first of all, and he might have him. And they can't call the TO because Johan is the TO. Well, I guess if they disagree, they call someone else over. But I'm pretty sure they can come to an understanding here. So, well, either way, it should be Suntu shooting first, and Suntu shouldn't know if he's in arc or not here. But I guess Mats just went ahead and checked. Maybe he forgot. So it looks like range 1 from the Ace of Legend here into Thane. And that looks like an okay roll. One reroll for Predator. Nope. And he decides to spend the focus for 2 hits. That's brave. 1 evade. So 1 shield should be down on Thane here. And I'm going to try to keep up with the overlay. Hopefully nothing happens. He spent the elusive and still failed. And, okay, I guess they played it that wedge shot first, but he shouldn't, and he did not have arc. So this is Thane into the topmost interceptor. Spends the target lock. He had 1 hit and 3 eyes. So yeah, and only 2 hits. That interceptor is pretty happy there. And 1 evade, and he spends the other for no damage. That's so far. This is really in Johan's favor here. He's taken no damage, and the U-wing is not even shooting, and he has all his sabers left. And he's going to start with the one to the left. Checking range. Just that. So 3 dice. So that looks like 1 if he spends the focus. So let's see how many shields he removes. Yeah, he's going to spend 2, I guess. No, okay, it was just 1. So 1 shield on Cassian. It's easy when they put the cards down there. Not everyone did that. Some have them to the side of the map, as we can see on Johan's side. So we've got a range 2 shot from, or he's going to target range 1. No. Another range 2 shot here, so he's shooting the U-wing. 2 evades, which means Duke does nothing. Okay, that was the guy who bumped wedge. So this should be the range 1 into Thane for absolutely nothing. So shields down. And 2 hits and a crit, which I can't really see which one it is, but we'll see if it matters, because Thane is down to 1 hit point. And we'll see if we can figure out what kind of crit it is, if it even matters here. And then Cassian here, let's see if he has arc. I don't think so. No. And that means we're back to dials, and well, here we go, since I've edited the video to make sure we don't have to watch all of the planning. Sometimes it's good, you can just figure out what's going to happen. If you want to try to improve your own game, pause the video and think, what do the players do here, and see if you agree with their moves. So we have a hard 2 from the U-wing, which doesn't really fit. Which is, well, it's a solid block attempt here on at least the topmost interceptor in case it's cutting to his right. It's too bad we forgot to take away the text here, but it'll be gone soon. So this should be like a quick move, 2 bank, or maybe a 3 or 4 straight. Yeah, 2 bank clears the medium base size of Cassian. And well, there should be no one shooting here. I don't think Thane is gonna risk a Talon roll or anything here. And then he decides to boost with his evade. Just in case wedge goes to the right here, he might catch him at range 3. And this is the tricky one. Did he bump here? Because if he catches him here and Thane does a 4K, Thane might be able to do some work before he goes down in flames. And he did. Nice block set up by Mats. I think this is the strength of the U-wing. It's a pretty good blocker. especially in this game when you have agility 4 enemy or initiative 4 interceptors and Cassian is a 3. And normally I think you'd go with the low initiative Ewing just to make sure it has a very good blocking potential. But I guess Matt wants Cassian's stress removal ability here, making sure his X-Wings can cater a lot more Talon rolls. So that's a hard 2 from the bottommost Saber Ace, and that looks like a bump. Just barely, not clearing the maneuver. But still, I don't think anyone is going to be shooting him, so... And he might have got an arc on the Ewing, which of course is good for him. So, okay, let's see if we did the 4K here. Looks like he did. Unless he's just bugging out. No, it's a 4K. He's trying to get at least one shot in here on one of those interceptors before Thane is going down here. So, pretty good move to capture that top red one that got bumped on Cassian. Trying to get some value out of Thane before he's no more. Centaur is doing a 2... Okay. Oh yeah, it works. It wasn't perfectly at the 90-degree angle there, so he just gotten past. And looks like a nice range 1 shot into Cassian. The thing is, if you don't kill Cassian, can you do the hard 2 next turn to get out? If you get stressed, maybe he just takes the evade here. Doesn't try to barrel all the way to either side. I think that's the prudent move. And this is a 3. Is it a Talon? Because if it's a Talon, it's a pretty good move here, catching either Centaur or that. I guess he said that he flipped his S-foils before he moved, and then doing the card now. Doesn't really matter as long as his opponent agrees that that's what happened. So that's going to be a range 1 shot from Wedge. Now this is when you wanted Leia. I guess he used Leia the previous turn to make sure the Cassian could stop and take out the focus, because if this would have been a focus target locked Wedge here, that would have been very nice. Or at least target lock or focus. So we're into the shooting phase, and it looks like they're remembering that Centaur shoots first now before measuring for Wedge. Range 1, Predator, because Bullseye and medium ships are pretty okay. And thinking about spending, no, he doesn't want to spend the focus there because he might just go poop when Wedge shoots. So 1 more shield down on Cassian. Now it's Wedge. Let's see if Wedge decides to go on the one without tokens. I guess that's the good call here, because Centaur has focus, evade, and 3 dice. So yeah. And that's an average roll, 2 hits. And that looks like 1 evade. So that should be 1 damage on, let's call that Interceptor 1, which is the growing one. And let's see if Thane can kill the bumped Interceptor here. 2, so no. And that looks like 1 evade and 1 eyeball. So I'm just going to assume it was 1 hit on the next Saber. And if I'm wrong, well, we'll see when they remove the ships here. And then we have the first Saber 1, the grey one, that took damage from Wedge. Let's see if it can finish off Thane here. I'm wondering... Well, we'll see. 3 on 3, reds on green, reds should win. And when you roll like that, I think they will. Yep. I think they all... Oh, he's going to use the elusives, of course. I thought he did that. Yeah, he did yeah, of course, 1 crit goes in, because he did the key turn, which is a red one, which made elusive trigger back or regen, but didn't help him here. So Thane is down, and it's a 63 full points for Thane to Yuan. we should be back to dials, as there are no more shots. And Cassian decides to move out, not try to stay in the way by bumping the interceptor. Maybe he was thinking that that's what Johan is planning for. But I don't think he will block anyone there anyway. So he's going to just try to remove the stress here from Wedge with his ability, which opens up the X-Wing dial for a hard 2 here, for example. Or no? Or did he forget? Or am I misremembering Cassian's ability? Oh, we'll see. He did a target lock instead on one of the injured sabers, the grey one. So here's a bank. Yeah. Oh, it's a sloop. Yeah, okay. So in case of Cassian stopping there, he made sure he could just get a range 1 shot for free. So a slooping interceptor. And the hard turning one here to clear stress. Probably trying to... Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, well, this mat's opened them too quickly, I guess. So I guess he wants to move this guy first. That's what happens when you have your opponent help you. Because I don't think he would have bumped anyway, but this opens up perhaps the boost as well. So that's a range 1 into Cassian from the grey interceptor. Hard 2 from the red one down here. Just taking the evade. No, here's the boost as well, yeah, so that's why he wanted the other one to move first. Let's see if this fits. Looks good. And the stress is back because he used his auto thrusters ability. And the question is now, can Wedge start popping these interceptors here when now he's behind them, getting into range 1, removing 1 green die? Because he needs to do this before Cassian just goes poof, because Wedge has potential here if he's facing 2 interceptors, even Suntir, since he is moving after him. But he needs to make sure he has no more than 2 interceptors, because otherwise, with their blocking ability and their extremely hard hitting at range 1, especially with Duke, if they block Wedge with another one, so Wedge has no focus. So Wedge needs to start doing some work here. And that's a hard one, which means Suntir and or the other one right in front of Wedge might be in for some real hurt here. The grey one is down to 2 hit. Oh, he bumped. Oh, did he catch the rock as well? No, looks like he's free of the rock, so he could actually attack this round. It might be unmodded, but it's still 4 dice versus 1 less green. So the injured interceptor might very well go down. So let's see, we have Suntir first. Trigger his ability to get the focus from the bullseye. And rerolls. So he has 2 hits, 2 eyes, it looks like. So do you risk spending the focus? I probably should. I think you should. I think Wedge wants to kill the injured interceptor. Yeah. He goes for all 4. And looks like 1 evade. So 2 and a damage card on Cassian, which now means he's at half point as well, so Johan is up to 95 points. So let's see who okay, this looks like a proton torpedo. Winch 2 into Suntir. That looks like a pretty good roll. Spent it. Oh, it was 2 focus, should have been just 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1 becomes a crit. And that looks like a lot of blanks for poor old Suntir fell. So he's going to take the evade, 1 hit and 1 crit. And it wasn't a direct hit at least, because Johan was very happy. I don't know which one it is, but we'll figure out if it matters. But Suntir should be down to 1. And he has lost his stealth device. So at least he did the right thing spending the focus, because there were no focus results on the evade dice. Okay, here's another range 1 then from the damaged saber. And he dukes 1. So 3, I guess. 1, 2, no, only 2. The other also were focused, so 2 more into Cassian, which means Cassian is down to 2 hit points. And we have 2 more interceptor shots coming here. Nothing. And the final one, 1, I think. And Duke. So 1 more. And that was the end of that round. So Cassian is at 1 hit point. So his Suntir fell, which is, I mean, that's probably Mats' chance to kill Suntir now, when you have Wedge behind him, if possible. I mean, those interceptors could just block him, but try. Because if it's Wedge versus 3 interceptors, all moving before him, he might have a chance. I would probably still bet on the interceptors, but so let's see. He decides to stop, and I think he spent Leia again there. Probably should be 3 turns ago, so he could take the focus. Which also means the entire dial of the X-Wing is open for Wedge. And we have a 4 something from the interceptor here. Is it a straight or is it a K-turn? It's a K-turn. He anticipated the stop move or a slow move from Cassian there to just make sure you can shoot before Cassian, because he just needs to get 1. And then we have the other one who is moving up straight behind him. I think that guy has arc. Difficult to say since Cassian is just currently not in his right spot. And then we have a hard 2 here, I assume. Yes, just making sure that Cassian will not shoot again this game. I don't know, do you bug out with Suntir here? Hoping Wedge bumps and try to come around again. We'll see. Yep, he is. Oh, that's the wrong ship. Yeah, that's Suntir. Ooh, that's close to the rock. Should fit, right? It looks closer on here than that it probably was in reality. So he's just bugging out with Suntir. Let's say focus and boost, or evade and boost here. Johan really likes to use the evades here instead of the focus token. I mean, when you're fueling Duke, I understand that, but Suntir has Predator, and on 3 dice, I guess it's the same, and stealth is gone, so it doesn't matter. I think evade is better when you have at least 4 dice, because you should roll at least 1, maybe 2 if you're lucky, and then you should have the token for the 3rd. And he did indeed bump with Wedge here, but he still has shots on the injured interceptor at the top, or the red one to the left. And the question is, does he still have a target lock? There might be a target lock on the top one, because he did take 2. Yeah, he was firing the last proton torpedo here from Wedge, and that looks like hitting a crit. Rerolling to again two crits and 1 hit. The interceptor rolling is that 2 natural evades. No, 1. So it should be hit crit, which means that was the injured one, so he should be dead. That means it's now 75 to 95. And I mean, Suntir could be in a position here to chase Wedge. The thing is, if you do that and Wedge just flips around, you know, there's a risk of just dying, because you only have 1 hull left on Suntir here. But I assume Cassian is going to die now. 2 range 1 shots with Duke. I mean, there is no way he lives. Something, probably a rules question from one of the other tables there, since Johan is the TO. So let's see if they kill. Ooh, that looks a pretty good roll. I think Cassian is very dead. one evade, which should be duked. So yeah, Castian should be dead here. So it's now 127 to 75 points in the Imperial's favor, and it's all about for how long Wedge can avoid taking damage here. Do you chase down the Red's interceptors as they are moving before you, and you could easier catch them? Or do you actually try to reset and go for Suntir because he only needs one more, and he's worth 20 more points? So that's a blocking attempt. Unless Wedge goes for the 4K. And he decides to barrel. Yeah, I think this is a good call. Because if you get Suntir in behind and Wedge just goes slow, Suntir might be able to nibble at Wedge. And this guy, do we have a sloop here to the right? No, there's another. Oh, okay, he's trying to block. Takes the evade, and in case, I don't really know. What's that? Oh, okay, he had the crit that gave him an iron token or whatever, so he had to move just one straight. I assume that's what that was. Why? Because the interceptor doesn't have a one straight. And he can focus now, I guess, if he was ionized. And it should be a straight move, so if that's a stress, I'm not really sure, but we'll figure out. Okay, so it's just one straight from Wedge, which should bump, but it still gives him a range 1 shot at the other interceptor, and I don't think that interceptor has him in arc, so Wedge is completely free this round. Just see how much damage he can push through. So this isn't over here, even though there are 3 versus 1, because Wedge has potentially to kill them. I mean, he can't one-shot them with the evade, can he? Well, yeah, he could. He could do 4 versus nothing and just 1 evade, so for a 3 hits. But unmodded, that's very unlikely. Looks like 1. And I mean, since he does have the evade, that doesn't matter. And that should be the end of that turn, unless that interceptor has Wedge in arc. I don't think so. No. So back to dials, and what do you do here? Do you just run with interceptors? I think you do, and then have them converge together with Suntir at the same time to have for all 3 ships or 2 ships shooting and 1 blocking. Because I think Wedge here will be anticipating blocks just to make sure he can't turn around facing Suntir. And it's hard to see if that rock in the top left corner blocks the 4K. I think it does, but you never know when you're watching through the camera. That one is I guess he should be run with, at least with the other red one, because the hard 2 should be blocked. Or, I mean, he thinks I do hard turns into that guy, into Wedge here. Just thinking Wedge won't turn around, but if we have a Talon roll to the right here, that interceptor is in big trouble. And Suntir is setting up for a new run here. He decides to barrel in. And auto thrusters for the boost, no tokens. Again, Talon roll to the right here from Wedge would be really nice. It looks like a red move. Nope, just a hard 2. Getting out of everyone's arc here. Well, I guess this is good as well, because now you could set up your target locks again, since you do get 2 at the same time, so you can target lock Suntir on one of those interceptors and Talon roll the next turn. I guess Suntir might have arc. I don't think so. I mean, it should be easily to see if you're at the table here, so I think you should target lock. No? He thinks he's in arc, so he decides to take a focus token. Or no, he's changing his mind. Or no, he just ended the... Oh, he just had a brain fart, I guess. Just forgot he has the R3. Because that would be in the perfect position to take the target locks. So a slooping interceptor and a K-turning one here, probably. No, he's hard turning away. I guess this might be the injured one. No, he moved onto the stress token. And let's see. Well, interceptors in 2.0 are so fun to fly. I mean, they are very fragile because they can token stack, but they always have auto thrusters for double repositioning if they want to aura focus or an evade and one repositioning, which makes them extremely good blockers. I fly one of them in my list. Well, I might be talking about that one at a later round here if we have time. So Sintir going after Wedge, takes the evade. Is he boosting? Yes, he is. I don't think Wedge will Talon roll to the right here, because he will be looking at a rock next turn. And I don't think he's 4K'ing due to the debris. So no, he's just turning in. And now if he flips his wings so he can boost, he'll be very good. Again, he might have said that, just flipping the cards later. Or no, he's just decided to focus up there, which means Sinter has Predator and everything here. So let's say this could be very bad for Wedge. I would have flipped my S-Falls and boost. Ooh, all symbols. And it's elusive, or is it a reroll because it's still 2 blanks either way. So this is elusive. And he could take 3. I don't think there are any crits. I mean, he might want to spend the focus for the attack. This is a tricky call. If you don't spend it here, you have to fly perfectly for the rest. So let's see how many cards. He deals 2 damage cards. So Wedge should be at 2 hit points, and that's half points again for Johan then. So let's see if it pays off. If he manages to kill this guy, I think this is the injured interceptor, so if he manages to kill this one, it might have been worth it. Oh, looks good. But he does have an evade. Nope, he did not have an evade. So that's 1 dead interceptor. Okay, so we have 1 interceptor at 3 health, this guy, and Suntir at 1 versus 2 hit point Wedge. And there is no regen here in any of the lists, so there's the boost, or barrel and boost, just trying to get arc. And do we have a hard 2 or 3 here? A 2, I guess, because then Wedge can't just slow move and still catch you. Thing is, Wedge still has the K-turn. And, well, Sinter should kill him if he does that. Takes the... Is that an evade or is it a focus? I'm not really sure. Looks like an evade. And he's happy where he is, so let's see if he managed to block Wedge. I think that's the move here. But looks like he's doing a very big move. So either the hard 3 or the Talon roll. And it's a hard 3, just getting out of there. Let's see if he remembers to... Oh, he might still be in arc. No? Okay, this time he did the wings. And he boosts away. This still might be a range 3 shot though. Completely unmodded, but I mean, green dice are worse than red, so if this fits, it's still gonna be very At least that looks like at least one hit. That looks like plenty of evades because there was no duke, so no damage, a lucky wedge. And hard 2, cutting off wedge here, going to the top of the map. Focus boost or evade boost or maybe boost barrel. No, evade boost. I think wedge might be hard turning here to the left, but he will have Suntir behind him. Or maybe not. Yeah. Oh, that was a quick move. 3. Takes the focus and the boost. So a 2 hard to the left from wedge here would be perfect, because he will have the option to probably do some serious damage to the saber there. But he might just be turning around as well, and then both interceptors can shoot him. But again, that might kill Suntir because... Okay, I think this is a 4K, because I don't think wedge is running home. Yep, he's 4K'ing. Shooting at the same initiative as Suntir, so he just might take Suntir out now. Suntir has only 2 green dice, and only the eye, and nothing else. So a blank out. Okay, let's see, Suntir first. Oh, he goes for the kill here. He decides to do the all out 3 attacks. So he needs 2 evades, I think, if we've been following the damage correctly. But he should have elusive as well, so he has a reroll. Oh, he got him. Natties. So 1 damage into wedge. And I'm thinking he is now going to kill Suntir because Suntir has no tokens. And 3 green on 2 or 3 red on 2 green is way in wedge's favor. But of course then we have the saber's shot as well with duke. So that was a dead Suntir. So it's now 150 to 161. And wedge is at 1. So this just might kill him right here. Nope. Only 1. And again, he needs 2 because of duke. But he has elusive still because he didn't need the last one. So let's see if wedge is the... I don't know what that was. Or maybe we had 1 damage. Okay, hey, look at that. 2 evades. 1 is duked, it doesn't matter. I guess he had just forgotten to pull the final damage card. Or something. Oh, they're still playing, so wedge isn't dead. So let's see if... I mean, he could catch wedge here now because wedge is stressed. And of course wedge knows this, so he might be hard turning into the interceptor. But if you do the barrel roll here, focus barrel roll, or evade barrel roll, yeah, I think this is the best move. Let's see if wedge just goes full speed ahead, or 1 bank boost, maybe as full as closed. Looks like hard 2. So the question is, did he manage to get out of arc? Can't tell from here. So let's see what they decide. Do we have... Okay, he has them open, so he decides to barrel because he cleared the stress. Yeah, okay, good move. Still tricky to do attacks next turn. I guess he'll have to talon roll if he really wants to. And I don't know how well they've been following on points, but since the interceptor is undamaged, Johan is winning here. So wedge has to do 2 damage to the interceptor. So if Johan just decides to run here, he's going to win. And the interceptor is capable of doing it, but with wedge's ability, reducing your green dice, it's still a very dangerous way to try to win here. Not like in 1.0 where you can just token up if you had pushed the limit. So I think the interceptor's best course of action here is forcing wedge to just run circles here to try to not catch him in arc, because if you just run, wedge might catch you sooner or later. And even with a boost and only 2 red dice, when you only roll 2 greens, that might be enough. And wedge is exactly doing this. He's trying to get around without K-turning. So we could have a talon roll here from wedge. Johan wants to think a bit about his actions here. Do you evade and boost away, or do you just take the evade at least? Now do you barrel away, just to make sure you get range 3 in case of a talon roll here? Yeah, I think this is the best call as well. If Wedge doing the talon roll, if he has range, it's got to be range 3, which negates Wedge's ability, so it's still going to be 3 and 3. But no, he is hard 2ing, followed by a boost if he has them close still. Tricky for us to know here. No, he has them open, so this is a barrel. And so that means again hard turns into each other this turn will mean no shots, which means Wedge might be doing the talon roll to the right. And Johan might just, hard turn to the left and run because he knows this. But nope, he's turning into it. So the question is, of course, do you barrel in case Wedge is... Yeah, he did the evade first and the barrel later. In case the talon roll here, because the talon roll is probably blocked here. It's nice maneuvering, trying to avoid taking shots. I think this is the best option instead of running. Because if you run... Oh, he might be even perfectly if it fits, because then Wedge probably won't have arc, but no, he doesn't fit. So he blocked that, and it's going to be, if Johan wants, it's 2 more rounds before there's any risk of taking any shots again here, because now Wedge is stressed. I'm just wondering why Wedge doesn't take his target lock when he's not doing any shooting anyway, but I think Mats just might have forgotten that, and he's only focused on catching him in arc here. So that's a hard 2 to the right. I'm doing the less obvious move, I guess this is, because it's harder for Wedge to turn that way, the way he is slightly tilted, or slightly ajar. So it's going to be a K-turn, I guess. Nope, Wedge is just bugging out, getting some distance, so keeping the stress. And new turn here, hard turn 1, followed by evade and a boost, I guess. Trying to get a shot on Wedge here, because he knows Wedge can't K-turn this turn either. So if you get range here, you might have a chance. And taking the evade makes sure Wedge has to do the focus action. And this is a 2 something, 2 bank. And should be range 3. No, okay, he flipped his wings and decided to boost away. Okay, but the Saber is pretty happy here. He has the 5 straight. No, 4 straight. I mean, the 5 straight is in blue. It's on the A wing, it's blue. The Interceptor has the second best dial. But it has the by far best pilot, so I guess that's a fair trade. Yeah, there's a 4 straight, followed by an evade and a boost again. I guess that's the Saber's strategy here, because if Wedge K-turns or talon rolls here, I mean, range 3 on 3, no mods on the red dice means the Interceptor shouldn't die because you have the evade, and then it's just unmod the dice back, and he just needs 1 to kill Wedge here. Yeah. Okay, he decides to do the bank one, gets him closer. I don't know if that's good or bad, because if this is a talon roll to the left, it is, I think. Oh yes, so this is probably going to be the deciding turn here, because if Wedge could make sure that it's definitely half points here, and then the next time they shoot, the Saber is going to die. So the Saber needs to finish up Wedge here. And that's all you could hope for if you're a Wedge. And 1 evade. Oh, you keep it. You take 2. And then you kill Wedge, because now he needs to have 2 evades. Yeah, good call on Johan's side here. You keep the evade for Duke and just pray. We just won. And he has elusive. So he needs 2. He got nothing. Nope. So that's end of the game, which goes down. Good game, guys. Very interesting. Very nice maneuvering, especially in the 1 versus 1 battle in the end. Nice to see X-Wing 2.0. I hope you come back here and watch the other games. I have 3 more games on the cut. Table 1 every round, and then we have the semi-final and the final coming up here. Watching X-Wing 2.0 on X-Wing Sweden channel. So I hope I'll see you then. So nice talking to you.